Constitution of the United States. We often talk about it. It provides more protection for personal liberties than almost any other document that has ever existed in the history of mankind. But as to exactly how those protections are provided is worked out on a case-by-case basis every day, and that's why it's referred to as a living document. All right, that brings us to this week's case. It's a case that arose in Oregon. Well, the police got a call from a woman who said she was hearing screams from the house next door, and she was very concerned that domestic violence was taking place because there had been instances of domestic violence previously. She was concerned that there was a child inside the house, big ruckus going on, and she was concerned that someone may be in imminent danger of personal injury. So the police responded. They get there, and as they're pulling up, they're looking through one of the windows of the house. What do they see? A guy who is looking after some marijuana plants. Well, they go into the house and they find that, well, there isn't any domestic violence apparently going on at that immediate time, but what they find are all of these marijuana plants. So, surprise, 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 the fellow is arrested for growing marijuana, violation of state law, and he is now being tried for this. Well, his attorneys moved to suppress the evidence. And they say that this evidence can't come in to a court of law because the police did not have a search warrant. The police said, well, we didn't have a search warrant, but we were responding to a situation where there may be imminent risk of immediate personal injury, and therefore we did what we needed to do. Okay, now comes a big surprise. Oregon has a provision in its state constitution that provides an exception to the fact that you're secure in your home and your papers and property. In short, it is an exception to an unlawful search and seizure if there is immediate or imminent danger of injury. So, in this instance, the police said, well, we got this call from someone who said there appears to be domestic violence going on, looked like there might be some injury taking place, and it could take place immediately. Therefore, we responded as we are required to respond to prevent injury from taking place. And incidentally, we found these marijuana plants, and we found somebody who was tending to the marijuana plants, and, well, that evidence comes in because it happened to be there. Well, went up to the Oregon Supreme Court, and the Oregon Supreme Court said, that's right. Said, that's right. There is an exception in the Oregon Constitution that provides the police can act if there is some evidence of imminent personal injury, that if there's a risk that someone could get hurt, and therefore, in this instance, the police had every right to come into the home in an effort to prevent injury, and the fact that the marijuana plants were there, and that somebody was apprehended tending to the marijuana plants, well, that was just something that, in fact, did occur. And that evidence can come in. All right. Now, there's some people say this really shouldn't have happened, but the people in Oregon have a right, through their legislature, to amend their constitution and to provide protections or lack of protections as they see fit. So what's the point of this? The point of this is that we, the people, have an ability to alter the laws which provide protection or restrict protection. And in this instance, there was a balancing that took place, and some people said it's more important that the police be allowed to act however they need to act in order to prevent imminent peril of injury versus maintaining the safety of papers and property, in short, in terms of seeing that there's not an unlawful search and seizure. And we feel that it's more important to protect people than it is to protect privacy. So that was the decision that was made there. You may or may not agree with that, but what this demonstrates is that you, as part of we the people, have an ability to affect the laws and see those laws that govern you. I'm David Allen.